So years ago I designed some tuners for a Guitarrón that would be a sealed gear and easier to tune. You wouldn't have to worry about the gear stripping or anything, and we're really excited. We just acquired about 200 sets of them. We're going to show you how to install them. This is what the tuner looks like. If you're a Guitarrón player or a bass player, you're going to recognize it. But there's some differences, and the basic differences are the gear ratio, the size of the collar, and the size and where the hole is located for the tuner. And the whole purpose of these, they can be used on an electric bass or an acoustic bass, but they were designed by me to work on a Guitarrón. So we're going to do a couple things right now. We're going to swap out the tuners on this La Tradición Artista model. We're going to take the old tuners off, and we're going to install the new ones and show you how easy it is to do and how much better it's going to tune. All right? All right, we've got the old tuners here, 9.3 ounces. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so now these are the new ones. 13.4. Okay, so I bring that up because I know a lot of people say, oh, the weight's going to be so much more. That's less than the weight of this lock. This is actually 6.5 ounces. Take this cover off and show you. Here's what you're dealing with and why I came up with this design. These brass gears here, they get worn out, and when it's an open gear tuner like this gear is open. It's relying on the string to pull this here, put tension for this up against here so that you can turn it. Well, sometimes they'll get really hard to turn, and that means it's eating up this brass gear, and over time it'll strip that out, or this thing can start jumping. And I know if you've been playing Guitarrón long enough, you've dealt with that issue. You're gonna need a 15mm wrench, a dowel or an ice pick, a Phillips head screwdriver. In order for this to work, you do need to enlarge these slightly to 14mm. You can use a drill bit, but if you do, make sure you go in reverse. Don't go forward. And the reason is, drill bit, if it spins this way, it's going to catch the material and take it off, but when you already have an opening like this, it can crack the headstock. Whereas when it's going back, it's just smoothing it out. So you go very slowly if you did that to open that up. This works better, and I'm going to go just to 14mm. Just like that. There we go. Do the other side. That should do it. And then if you have a file, you can clean it out a little bit. One of these rat tail files are good. So it's a little bit of work, but I promise you it'll be worth it. When you're not having to deal with tuners that keep stripping or hard to tune. It's easier to do when you don't have to hold it in place for the camera. But I'm wanting to show what it's going to take. Otherwise, I could take it off the bench and have this done in about 10 seconds each. All right, here we go. So each tuner has this threaded collar and a washer, like this. I would start with the outer ones and then do the center one last. Like I said, it's not super simple. It's also not that difficult. As you can see, I just got that in there, and now I'm gonna push it in. This is where maybe like a regular flathead screwdriver would be good. You don't want to pry against the headstock because you'll mark it up, or you can even just use something that's strong that you could grab from both ends like this and push in like that. So this is just an old saddle from the guitar. And then these, so this is why I say do the outer ones first, because you can spin them like this. It's a lot easier. And then when it starts to get tight like that, I would stop and do the rest by hand with your 15mm wrench like this. And then we'll do the outer one the same way. And the reason I say you don't want to like tighten it all the way right here is if you have a neck that has finish on it, that has a color, you don't want to accidentally scratch the color off. This is natural. but still. So that's why I'm stopping there, and then I'll tighten the rest of it by hand. Now, if you want to fill the old holes, just get a toothpick and put a little bit of wood glue in there, snap it off at the end, and then you can level it if you want to do that. Again, just for the sake of showing you how to swap these over, we're doing it without taking the time to do all that stuff. And then here, just mark where your new screw is going to go in, just like that. Provide all the screws right there for you. It does add 3 ounces of weight, and I get it. If you think that's too much, then that's fine, but I think what you get in return is far better. It's gonna tune a lot smoother. It's a sealed gear, no dust or anything's gonna get in there. You don't have to worry about it needing the string to pull it. It's just gonna be a lot easier to use. If you do use a screwdriver like I'm using, don't lean it like this, it'll mark up the headstock. Don't go like this and pull down on it. Just put it right there and twist it, just like this. So I'm just twisting like this to help push that gear in very gently. So you can see just how easy, super easy to tune. Seal gear, no more issues, no more strip tuners, and it really doesn't add that much weight to it. Like I said, 3 ounces. It's not like it's wanting to tip over or anything like that. It's still a very well balanced instrument. So yeah, so give us a call, let us know if you want to try them out.